nightmare. I don't ever want to do footings again. Right, I'm not going to bore you with this, but the footings are now done at the back. So let's have a look. Quick look back in time to remind ourselves what it did actually look like. Oh yeah, that was it, a massive hole in the ground. Right, let's come back to where we are now, and this is what it looks like. There they are. That took 3 of us all day, nightmare. Well, just having a bit of a tidy here after yesterday's 8 tons worth of ballast that got moved from one end of the garden to the other. Actually worked out pretty well, because at one point I'm thinking, do you know, I don't think I've got enough ballast to fill this hole. But turns out I did, and there was a bit left over. So this is me clearing it up and getting ready for the next bit. Now it starts to get much more interesting. Right, what I'm doing is I'm using a weight on the end of a bit of string, the old-fashioned way, of finding exactly where my line on the floor is to my bit of wood up here. And I marked it, and the idea is so I can measure off the line to the end so I can see where the wall is going to finish up here, and check that they're both the same on both sides, because this is where the front door is going. I'm going to do the same that end, mark it, measure it. I mean, this has got to be the best way of doing it, isn't it? It's how they built the pyramids, isn't it? Right, we need a perfect 90-degree angle to build our wall off of, because here is where the front door is going. Our wall is coming from here all the way along, and it's going past the door a little bit, because I want to do like a little overhang, like a little porch outside overhang with a lantern. So to get a perfect 90 degree, I'm going to do the 3-4-5 method. So essentially, I know this is my perfect straight line because I used the weight on the end of a bit of string to get it perfectly straight, and marked it on the floor exactly where to start my wall. I know that the wall is going to end where the wall is going to end because I've done the same thing again with the weight off that corner and marked it on the floor. Drew a line. Now I need 90 degrees across. So all you do, quite simple, you choose your point in which you want to start your wall. In our case, it's going to be where the door is. And the first measurement, you go 300, mark the floor. Then in the direction we want to go in, we do 400, mark the floor. And then, as long as the distance is 500 from the 2 marks on the floor, going across it, you know you've got yourself a perfect 90 degree angle. Alternatively, use a set square. I've marked it out and just double checked it with that, and it's perfect, it's spot on. Okay, now we've marked up the top, I just want to double check that the wall's going to finish correctly, and then mark out where the bricks are going to go either side of that line, because the lines I'm doing on the floor are bang in the centre of the cavity. I'm having a 125mm cavity because I want 100mm PIR insulation with a 25mm air gap. The bricks are 100mm wide each, so I'm going to mark them out. Once they're marked, it'll make it a lot easier for me to mix up some mortar and start laying the bricks. The more the prep you do, the easier it is further down the line. I'm also, as I'm building up the wall, the new wall that is, up against this wall, I'm going to use wall ties, which are around here somewhere. But anyway, I'll show you that when it comes to it. They screw into there and they go into each wall. You want one on each, all the way up, and then tie them across. But like I say, we get to that.
So I'm marking out these lines on the floor so I know exactly where to put my string line, and then I can brick to the string line. This makes the whole thing a lot easier and takes the thinking out of it later down the line. Well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get these bricks round here and then let's just crack on.
I know absolutely nothing about building a brick wall, apart from what I've looked up on YouTube. So I've put a little bit of this plasticizer in with a bit of sharp sand, 5:1 mix with cement. I put about 25 millilitres of it to the water. Seems like a tiny amount, but that's what it says. It said on there somewhere 85 to 90 millilitres per every 25 kilogram bag of cement. So imagine one shovel out of a 25, small. Okay, then go round here, as you can see, look. Looks like a good mix. Right, this is where we're going. Along this string, I'm going to make it a bit tighter. So I'm going to put a bed of it all the way down, and we're going to brick these to it.
So now that's all nicely mixed. This is basically getting the first bit of muck, as they call it, down on the deck, and then give it a go. First bit of bricklaying.
Saddle up and dance. Baby, take a chance.
I'm just using a spirit level here just to try and get them as level as I possibly can, because I'm thinking if I get this first lot really level, like go slightly over the top, then at least I think hopefully it'll make it a lot easier going forward. Well folks, that's us now. That's all we've got time for. So well, that's been a good start for the first little bit of brick walling. So hopefully it'll get a little bit easier and a little bit better, and my back gets a bit more used to it, he says. Next time I see you, we should have a whole wall up, so that'd be good.
Who can do anything they put their mind to? You can.